Welcome to another episode of the 15-Minute a Day Cure. Today's topic, how to achieve your goals without a New Year's resolution. Hi, I'm Margo Staten of BeGoodToYourselfByMargo.com and welcome to my channel. Here, I teach you simple strategies to improve your quality of life. If you're new here, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, don't forget to subscribe. I release brand new content every Wednesday. So, the big fail, right? So let's talk about the New Year's resolution. A lot of folks wait until the New Year's, to kind of, start on the goals that they've been meaning to achieve. Quit smoking, quit drinking, exercise, eat healthy, all of that fun stuff. The reality and the big fail is that most of you guys won't actually start in January, and those of you who do, 80% of you come February will stop working on your goals. Those are the statistics, right? That's what happens. Isn't that horrible? That is what happens. Now, why? Right? So I'm going to go through 3 reasons why New Year's resolutions fail, and then stick with me. I'm going to actually walk you through 4 ways you can actually succeed when it comes to your goals. So 3 reasons why New Year's resolutions fail. Number 1, you're not actually committed to it, right? Now, why? So ask yourself this question, right? So let's say it's October. Why do you need to wait until January 1st to work on a goal? Right? Maybe you're not really committed to it. Maybe the issue is that the goal is really not that important to you, right? So, because typically if something, if we kind of value a particular change or a goal that we want to attain, we start doing it like today or tomorrow, right? Or we start preparing and, goal setting. I actually have a video on simple goal setting. You can click the link. I don't know. I can never tell. Is it on top, on left or right? Well, anyways, there's a link here, and I'm also going to leave a link in the description below to kind of help you with goal setting. But the point is, New Year's resolutions fail because folks are not actually committed to what they want to do, right? They say it, they talk about it with their friends and family, but internally, that is not actually something that they're prioritizing as a goal that they want to achieve, right? Number 2, you don't know how to achieve it. I see this a lot. I work with wonderful women who have a lot of goals that they want to achieve, whether it's in this year or, when it comes to making a New Year's resolution. The problem is they have so many ideas, they don't know how to get started. Right? So I work with them to narrow down just one, right? We shouldn't be working on 10 goals, right? That's very overwhelming. I work with them to just choose one goal, right? And then outline how your right goal set. How are you going to achieve that particular goal? Okay? So the second reason why New Year's resolutions fail is because folks are not actually mentally prepared, right? And just prepared in general, organization-wise, what do you need to achieve the goal? Is your goal a SMART goal? How are you going to measure success, right? When are you going to be working on the goal throughout the week? A lot of the folks I work with, they just go, okay, well, I want to, eat better. Okay, what does that mean? Because eating better to you is very different than eating better to me. So by eating better, do you mean you are going to eat more fruits and vegetables? Eating better, does that mean that you're going to have, smaller meals, or maybe you're going to eat more frequently? Like, what does that mean, eating better? Like, how do you measure eating better, right? Whatever goal you want to achieve, there has to be a way to measure it. Eating better is not measurable, right? Because, it's completely subjective. And then motivation kind of dies because you don't really know if you're doing well, right? And then there's also no consistency, right? So again, if you want to work on a goal, or rather why New Year's resolutions fail, is because there's actually no goal setting, right? There is no actionable step-by-step process of how you're going to achieve this particular goal. Half the time people don't even write it down. They kind of just think about it and they're like, that's something I'm going to work on. Okay, how? Right? Think about a project at work, right? If you were just kind of aimlessly trying to achieve it, it would never get done, right? There's a system, right? Same thing with the goals. Number three, this happens all the time too. Folks either start and stop or don't start at all when it comes to their New Year's resolutions because they're afraid to fail. So before you even begin to work on your goal, you're already expecting failure. Maybe you started working on it in the past and it didn't work out. Maybe maybe your goal is to quit smoking. So maybe you quit smoking for 3 weeks and then something happened, it caused you stress and you started smoking again. Maybe you were on track to losing weight, but it was taking too long, right? Or maybe you set an unrealistic expectation for yourself. And as a result, maybe you said you're going to lose 10 pounds in a month and you only lost 5. So instead of celebrating the victory of losing 5 pounds, you're looking at it as failure because you didn't lose 10, right? So, failure is actually something to be embraced. I know, right? Everybody laugh. But failure is something to be embraced. Look, I failed many times. When I first started my online business, and the first time around, I actually created my own website from scratch. I was using WordPress and watching all of these tutorials. Anyway, so I had built it and, working way into the wee hours of the night. Anyways, and literally on day 3 of having it up and running, I crashed it. Talk about failure, right? Months and months and months invested, and then this thing crashed. So I was like, oh my God, do I take it as a sign that I shouldn't be doing this and this shouldn't be my business? But anyways, past the initial panic, right? Did that discourage me from continuing to sort of reactivate it and contact customer support and really use it as a learning opportunity of what not to do, right? And I never did that again. But again, failure, people fear failure. It has this like negative, nasty connotation to it, right? I mean, I don't like the word failure, right? Just because, again, of what it represents to all of us, right? Failure is merely a learning opportunity. That's all it is, right? It's a way for you to learn and grow. And it's a way for you to realize, hey, you know what? This wasn't working. It doesn't mean that you can't achieve your goal. It doesn't mean that you're not on the right track. It doesn't mean you should lose motivation. All it means is that maybe you need to try a different strategy. It's a learning moment, right? So those are the 3 reasons why New Year's resolutions fail, right? You're not actually committed, truly committed, right? If you kind of look deep within yourself. Number 2, you don't know how to achieve it, right? And number 3, you're afraid of failure. Now, how can you succeed? Right? How do you achieve your goals even without a New Year's resolution? And look, at the end of the day, if you want to wait until New Year's to do it, fantastic, right? These are the 4 ways that you can succeed, 4 very simple ways for you to succeed. What I encourage you to do, if you have a goal, and maybe you've been talking about this goal for 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, right? Maybe it's a repetitive New Year's resolution. Start today, start tomorrow, start next week, start now, right? Don't wait to begin. Just begin now. So here are the 4 ways to succeed. Number 1, plan ahead, right? You need to write down your goal and you need to practice goal setting, right? How are you going to achieve this particular goal, right? How are you going to quit smoking? So for example, for a lot of smokers, the addiction is in obviously the habit, the nicotine, and this kind of motion that they're addicted to, but also it de-stresses instantly. Right? So you're stressed at work, something happened, or whatnot, you go outside, you smoke a cigarette, you come back, you automatically feel better, right? So it's instant gratifications. Okay, so if you're using smoking as a means or as a way to de-stress, planning ahead, if you know you're going to be quitting smoking, right? You know that this is your goal, right? Okay, what are going to be your strategies to cope with stress instead of smoking, right? You can't just say, I'm just going to quit smoking. Look, if you can do that, fantastic, right? But for most folks, it's very challenging because again, it's like, well, I'm used to, I wake up in the morning, I have a cup of coffee, I smoke a cigarette, I go out for happy hour, I have a drink, I have a cigarette. I'm stressed, I have a lunch break, whatnot, I have a cigarette, I eat, I have a cigarette. Like, again, routines are based around it, but a lot of times it's really just a way to kind of get away or de-stress or whatnot, right? How are you going to substitute, right? What is going to be your healthy habit to substitute the smoking to make this process easier for you, right? So you want to plan ahead. You want to make sure that you're tracking your progress. And I mean tangibly tracking your progress, right? So in the case of, for example, losing weight, realistic goal setting, right? Set a goal of, let's say 5, let's do 10 pounds per month, right? Actually, no, let's do 8 pounds per month. And so there's 4 weeks in a month. So let's say what it really boils down to is 2 pounds per week. Let's say, right? That is a way for you to track your progress, because guess what? You celebrate success when you can actually see that you're meeting your goal, right? So again, tangible things that you write down. Please write your goals down. Please goal set on paper, on your cell phone, somewhere in an Excel spreadsheet, whatever. It needs to be written down. All right. So now you're tracking your progress. And if you see that maybe you're doing really, really well, so then adjust your progress, right? So maybe now you're looking at 3 pounds a week or 4 pounds a week, whatever it may be, right? So again, it doesn't mean that when it comes to goal setting that you're sticking to the same formula. You can revise the same thing. Well, maybe you kind of thought you were going to do better than you did, right? So then maybe just kind of tone it down a little bit, right? So it's not failure. It is readjusting your goals to fit your lifestyle and what you can accomplish. Okay? Number 3, stick with it. There are going to be times where you're on track to meeting a particular goal or meeting a particular New Year's resolution, and then something happened. There's a crisis, you got into a fight with your partner, your kids are driving you crazy, maybe you lost your job, things happen, right? In those times, right, in those stressful times, in those anxiety-provoking times, we want to just quit everything. We just don't want to do anything. Forget exercise, forget eating healthy, forget self-care, forget all of it, forget it all, don't care, like it doesn't matter. Those are the times where you need to exercise self-discipline, especially on those days where you don't want to. You want to remind yourself why you're doing this. And I think that having your own unique reason for why that goal is important for you, not your partner, not your neighbor, not your mom, not your kids. It's great that they want you to achieve a particular thing. I'm interested in, why do you want to achieve a particular thing? What value does this New Year's resolution have for you? If it also benefits other people in your life, fantastic. What value, I'm going to say it again, does this particular New Year's resolution have for you? If it has value, you are more likely to be more self-disciplined and stick with it, okay? And number 4, kick failure to the curb. Please, 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 I urge you, change your mindset on how you view failure. Failure equals learning opportunity. Failure does not equal loss of motivation. Failure does not equal you can't do this. Failure does not equal what's the point, blah, blah, blah. No. Failure, teaching moment. Failure, learning opportunity. Okay? So those are the ways you can achieve your goals today without a New Year's resolution. So please select a goal, write it down, plan ahead, track your progress, stick with it even in those tough times, and forget about failure. All right? So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Hit the like button and subscribe for notifications of new videos weekly. Thank you so much, and always remember to be good to yourself.